Hello children, how are you all? Hope you are fine and good. I am your teacher Dakshayani, handling biology from Bardasnar Metric Higher Secondary School, Arakonam. Children, today we are going to see 11th standard zoology, chapter 3. What is the name of the chapter, children? Tissue level of organization, right? So, what do you mean by tissues, right? So, we are a multicellular organisms. In the second lesson, we studied about the some of the phylums. In that, we studied some exhibit cellular level of organization. For example, in phylum Porifera, sponges, they possess the cellular level of organization because they have a very simple mechanism and cells are essential for their function. But we on plants or some other next phylums from Cnidaria to class Mammalia, all these phylums possess the multicellular organisms. So, the internal organization is complex. So, cells are not enough to perform different functions. So, what are tissues, children? Group of cells which are similar in size, and perform common function. We call it as a tissues. So, it is a 2-mark question. What are tissues? The cells which are similar in size are grouped together to perform a common function to form a tissues. For example, all the nerve cells of our body are combined together to form the nervous tissue. Children, each and every organism is organized in particular way. For example, a group of atoms form a molecules. And group of molecules form a cell organelles, that is they constitute a cell. So, group of cells form a tissue. Group of tissue combine together to form a organ, and all the organs combine together to form a organ system, and all the organ system forms a individual. So, now let us see one example. So, group of atoms form a molecules, that is they constitute a DNA. So, all the molecules combine together to form a cell. For example, if you take our digestive system, what cell is present inside, children? Smooth muscle cell. Smooth muscle cell is present. So, all the smooth muscles combine together to form a muscle tissue. What they form? Muscle tissue. So, and all the muscle tissues combine together to form a stomach. So, what is a stomach? Stomach is a organ. So, group of tissues combine together to form a organ, and stomach along with some other organs such as esophagus, liver, pancreas and intestine, they constitute the digestive system. And organ, this is the organ system, and all the organ systems including circulatory system, skeletal system and nearly 10 systems are there, they form a complete individual. So, all the organisms are made up of small minute units called as atoms. This is a hierarchy, how an organism originates from the atoms. What is histology? The study of tissues we call as histology, right? The tissues can be studied by using microscopes, and there is a common name for a tissues, children. We call them as a living fabrics. Living fabrics. For example, if you take a cloth, it is made up of minute fibers. Like us, every organ in our body is made up of a organized structure called as a tissues. So, tissues generally we call them as a living fabrics. So, we are going to study about the different types of tissue, children. There are 4 major types. The first one is a nervous tissue. And the second one is a muscle tissue. muscle tissue and the bone, connective tissue. Connective tissue. And finally, epithelial tissue. It's our skin. Epithelial tissues. So, nervous system, where it is found, children? In our brain. All the nervous tissues combine together to form a brain, and a brain along with spinal cord, they form a nervous system. Likewise, the muscles. Muscle cells form the muscle tissues, and all the muscle tissues form a organ. For example, smooth muscles, we saw it forms a digestive system. Cardiac muscles forms the heart. And bones, all the bones, it connects all the parts of the body, hence it is called as a connective tissue, and blood is a fluid connective tissue. And epithelial cells. So now we shall write the classification of the tissues. So the tissues are classified as, what is the first type? Epithelial. Epithelial tissues. Second one is a nervous tissues. Muscle tissue, and connective tissue. So these are all the 4 classification. It's an important 2-mark question also, children. So now first tissue we are going to study, what is the epithelial tissues, right? Epithelium, epi means what? Outer. So the tissues which is found lining on the outer surface of the organism, or which is found inside lining the cavity, we say it as a epithelial tissue. So what is epithelial tissue? It is a outermost covering. Outermost covering of an organism. So where it is found? It is found on the surface. It is found on the body surface, and it is also found in the lining of the cavity, and it is also found in the lining of cavities. For example, lining the alimentary canal, lining the digestive tract. So all these are made of epithelial tissues. So now let us study the types of epithelial tissues. So based on their organization, epithelial tissue is first divided into 2 main categories. One is a simple and another one is a compound. Simple and compound. Simple epithelial tissue is again classified into squamous, epithelium, cuboidal epithelium, and next one is a columnar epithelium. Next one is a ciliated epithelium, and the fifth one is a pseudo-stratified epithelium. So these are all the classifications of the simple epithelium. It is named based on this shape: squamous, simple square shaped cells; cuboidal, cubical cells; columnar, which is arranged in the columns; cilium, they possess some outgrowths; pseudo-stratified, falsely arranged. So let us discuss about this each and everything later. So next, the another type of the compound epithelium. There are 2 main types. First one is a stratified, and the next one is a transitional. transitional epithelium. So this is a classification how the epithelial tissues are classified. So from this they may ask a 3-mark question or the 5-mark question, children. So first one we are going to see about the squamous epithelium. So this is the image of the squamous epithelium. It is a single layer of flattened cells. Single layer of flattened cells. Flattened cells, and they possess the irregular borders. Irregular borders. So thin layer of flattened cells, and they are irregularly patched. Just you see this, children, the border of this is like this one is like this. So irregularly arranged borders. And now we are going to see where this squamous epithelium is present in our body. So first one is that it is found in the glomeruli. It is found in the glomerulus of the kidney. For example, in our kidney, while you are drawing the nephron, what is the first organ we draw, children? Yes, the Bowman's capsule. And inside this we can see the bunch of capillaries, that is the glomerulus, and later proximal convoluted tubule, Henle's loop, distal convoluted tubule, and the collecting duct. So this is the glomerulus. So the squamous epithelium is found in the glomeruli. Next one, air sacs of the lungs. Air sacs. Air sacs in the sense lining the alveoli. It allows if the alveoli is thick walled, what will happen? Oxygen cannot diffuse easily into the blood cells. So it is made up of squamous epithelium. So air sacs of the lungs. Next one is the lining of the heart. Lining of heart, and it is also found in the heart, and it is also seen in the lining of the blood vessels. Next, we can also see the squamous epithelium in the lymphatic vessels. Lymphatic vessels. So, what are all the main functions? Actually, the epithelial cells are mainly concerned with protection. Next, secretion, excretion, and absorption. So, this squamous epithelium, we can say the main function is a diffusion. Diffusion means from a region of higher concentration to the lower concentration. So, the main function of the squamous epithelium is diffusion. So next we are going to see about the cuboidal epithelium. This is the microscopical image of the cuboidal epithelium, children. You see it is arranged like this, right? The shapes of the, what is the shape? It is cubical. So hence it is named as a cuboidal epithelium. So cubical cells. They are cubical cells. And they are also arranged in single layer. Single layer. And where in our body, where do this cuboidal epithelium is present? So first it is found in the kidney tubules. Kidney tubules. What are the kidney tubules? Yes, very good. Proximal convoluted tubule, distal convoluted tubule. While studying the structure of nephron, we studied the proximal and the distal convoluted tubule. So in the tubules, we can find this cuboidal epithelium, and we can also see it in the lining of the ducts, such as ovaries. So what is the function of the cuboidal epithelium? The main function is absorption. What is the main function? Absorption. So next we are going to see about the columnar epithelium. Just look into this, children. The cells are very tall, and nucleus is arranged at the base. The cells are very tall and the nucleus is arranged at the base. So such types of arrangement gives the name columnar epithelium for these cells. They are arranged in a columns. So taller cells and a nucleus is located at the base. So nuclei at the base. Where do this columnar epithelium is found? The columnar epithelium is found in the digestive tract. It is found in the digestive tract. Digestive tract in the sense starting from esophagus to the rectum. So all the entire internal cavity is lined with the columnar epithelium. So now let us see the modifications of the columnar epithelium. For example, we studied that columnar epithelium is found in the digestive tract, and the first modification is a villi. What is the first modification, children? Villi. If we take a small intestine, and on the columnar epithelium, this is a columnar epithelium, and above the columnar epithelium you can see small finger like projections called as a microvilli. This is a columnar epithelium, and they have small finger like projections called as a microvilli. There you all studied about the structure of villi like this, right? Finger shaped, and it helps in absorption. So the first modification is villi. The another modification is a goblet cells. Right? So where are these goblet cells found? The goblet cells are also found in the lining of the small intestine. For example, the small intestine in some areas, the columnar cells possesses the special type of cells called as a goblet cells, and what is the main function of the goblet cells is they secrete mucus. What do they secrete? They secrete mucus. So what are the two modifications? One is a villi and another one is a goblet cells. Next one, again the columnar epithelium is divided into two. One is a ciliated and another one is a non-ciliated. Ciliated means what? Small hair like projections. So this is the microscopic image of the ciliated epithelium, children, and here you can see the columnar cells with the basal nuclei, and above it you can see many ciliary processes like this. So such type of epithelium which possesses the cilium, we call it as a ciliated columnar epithelium, and which do not have cilium, we call them as non-ciliated, and it is also found in some regions such as duodenum, like that. So columnar epithelium is of two types. One is ciliated and another one is a non-ciliated. And next we are going to study about the pseudo-stratified. What do you mean by pseudo, children? Pseudo means false. And you just look into this picture, children. Here it is also a columnar cells. It is the columnar cell, but the nucleus is located at various locations. For example, the nucleus is located in different places. So due to the location of the nucleus, it gives false appearance as a multi-layered cell, but actually it is a single layer. But due to the position of the nucleus, it gives a false appearance like it has a multi-layered cells. And where do the pseudo-stratified epithelium is present? The pseudo-stratified epithelium is present in the upper respiratory tract. Upper respiratory in the sense trachea, upper respiratory tract. So far, what are all the things we discussed, children? We discussed about the epithelium, what is epithelium and what are the two types of epithelium, simple and compound. And in simple epithelium, we discussed about the squamous epithelium, cuboidal epithelium, columnar epithelium, ciliated epithelium and finally the pseudostratified epithelium. So, these are all the assessment related to this topic, children. With this session comes to an end. In the description, we have attached the study material, assessment and question bank for this lesson. Go through it. Thank you, children. Have a nice day.